Klal Yisrael receive the Torah, and they say, Naaseh v'nishma. Seemingly, they should have switched things around and say, wait, let me first hear Nishma, and only then Naaseh. So why did they say Naaseh v'nishma? There was a Maisa in the States with a frum lawyer. His name was Mr. Samuel Leibowitz. He came from Romania, and he did very, very well. He never lost a case. Never. Except for once. The case was in Houston, Texas. There was a serial killer there. And this Samuel Leibowitz was so successful at what he does that the jury admired him, looked at him with awe. The lawyers on the other side feared him. And the criminals all knew that if they can, they should hire his services. So this serial killer was caught and was in trial, and he was able to hire Samuel Leibowitz to be his lawyer. This serial killer was very good at what he does, but he made some mistakes. At one point, nobody saw the actual murder, but it was clear that he did it. The trial wasn't looking so good for Samuel Leibowitz. In fact, at one point, the judge looks at him and says, Mr. Leibowitz, things are not looking so good for your client. All the evidence is against you. Mr. Leibowitz got up and he says, Your Honor, you're right. Things do not look very good at this point. But in 5 minutes, this will all change. Judge says, what do you mean? He says, look, you want to take my client's life away because you claim he took the life of the person whom he murdered. But guess what? In 5 minutes, the person that you claim was killed is going to walk into this courtroom from that green door on the left side. And when he does, you will realize there's no reason to take my client's life away. In Houston, Texas, there is capital punishment because he didn't kill anyone. Everybody's quiet. People can't believe it. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 50 seconds, 30 seconds, 10 seconds. And Samuel Lewis says, look at that door. 5, 4, 3, 2, and exactly 5 minutes from the time that he said, that door opens up. And a 90-year-old beggar wearing shorts and sandals comes in. Looks nothing like the young guy who was murdered. The judge gets so upset. Says to Mr. Leibowitz, I'm going to hold you in contempt. Trying to make fun of us? What are you doing? Mr. Leibowitz says, no, I wouldn't make fun of Your Honor, the jury, and everybody else here. But look, you wanted to take my client's lives away because you decided. It's so clear to you that he took a life. Tell me, if it's so clear to everyone here that he took a life, how come everyone was looking at that door, meaning you have a suffix? And because of this doubt, you want to take my client's life away? And by the way, Your Honor, I have a little surprise for you. I have a little video of what happened here in the last 2 minutes. I recorded it. And you will see that everyone here, including you, was looking at that front door to see if the person who was supposed to be killed is going to walk in. So based on your doubt, you want to take a life? The judge doesn't know what to do. Take a break. He goes back to the back room and he takes that video that Samuel Leibowitz recorded. After a half an hour, he comes back and he says, I looked at that video and you're right. Your client, we find him guilty, capital punishment. Just what? You just said I'm right. The judge says, yes, you're right. I looked at the video. Everybody in this courtroom was looking at that door. You were looking there. The jury was looking there. Everybody there. I was looking at the door. Except one person. Your client! How is it possible? This is a lifesaver for him. This is where his salvation is going to come from. How is it that he wasn't looking at the door? It must be because he knew for a fact it's impossible for the person that he murdered to walk in. It can't be. And therefore he was sitting there, cool, calm, and collected, and he didn't look at the door. When you don't have a doubt about something, you have no hesitation. And therefore Klal Yisrael say, Naaseh! We'll also listen, Nishma. But we're committing to do a Naaseh no matter what you say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are committed, Naaseh, because we have no doubt. So when we want to reenact Ma'amad Har Sinai, it's very simple. Every single morning, when we commit to what the Torah tells us to do, and we live by it, and when we do that, we reenact Ma'amad Har Sinai. We only eat what we're allowed to eat. We only look at what we're allowed to look. We don't look at what we're not allowed to look. We only hear and say what we're allowed to, and we refrain from those things we're not allowed to. We have an opportunity not to say, well, wait a second. Let me analyze this mitzvah to see if it's fitting for me. First, Nishma. No. We commit and we say, Naaseh. Because Klal Yisrael saw HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They saw the open miracles. They believed in Moshe Avdoi. And we follow suit. So when we do that, it's a mamish, a kiyum of Ma'amad Har Sinai every single morning. Anu, Yehir Ratzon, that we should be, in Mirtzeh Hashem, zoiche to do this every single day, all day long.